For years, the Duggar family projected an image of wholesome, ultra-conservative Christian values to millions of viewers. But that carefully curated facade hasn't just cracked, it has completely shattered, revealing a disturbing pattern of alleged abuse and a family culture that critics say prioritizes protecting its brand over protecting its children. The latest firestorm centers on Joseph Duggar and his wife Kendra. Joseph was recently arrested in Arkansas on harrowing charges of lewd and lascivious molestation of a child under the age of 12. According to an arrest affidavit from Florida, a victim, who was only 9 years old at the time, claims the abuse occurred during a family vacation nearly 6 years ago. Perhaps most damning is the report that Joseph later admitted in a recorded phone call to touching the victim, though he allegedly echoed a chillingly familiar Duggar defense that it was over her clothing. This over-the-clothes justification isn't new. It's the same language used years ago to minimize the actions of the eldest son, Josh Duggar, who is currently serving a lengthy federal prison sentence. It points to a deep-seated, systemic issue within the patriarch Jim Bob Duggar's household, a suggestion that as long as certain physical boundaries aren't crossed, the behavior isn't real abuse. But the scandal doesn't stop with Joseph. His wife Kendra is also facing legal consequences, reportedly charged with child endangerment related to locking her children in their bedrooms, while some family insiders, rumored to be the outspoken cousin Amy Duggar, claim the family is being persecuted by a hostile world and targeted by the devil. The public outcry is shifting toward a demand for cold, hard accountability. The Duggars have long used their faith as a shield, claiming that any legal trouble is an attack from the enemy for following Christ. However, critics and fellow Christians alike are calling out the hypocrisy. They argue that true faith involves exposing evil and protecting the innocent, not hiding behind religious rhetoric to excuse predatory behavior or neglect. As Joseph awaits extradition to Florida and Kendra faces the fallout of her own charges, the narrative of the perfect family is dead. The conversation has moved past brainwashing and upbringing to a simple, universal truth. When you are an adult, you are responsible for your actions. No amount of sheep's clothing can hide the reality of the crimes being uncovered. And for the victims involved, the light of justice is finally starting to reach into the dark corners of the Duggar estate.